Yo, what is the deal, everybody? It is your boy Nash. Welcome to another video. Um, just had something I wanted to get off my chest. I've been thinking about this for quite a minute now. For quite a minute. And y'all know I'm pretty much a lifelong fan of Mortal Kombat. So, yeah, the title of this video is There's No Excuse for Smoke not to be in Mortal Kombat 11. You know, the biggest issue, well, one of the biggest issues I had with Mortal Kombat 11 was the fact that Smoke was just nowhere to be found. I mean, of course, we get a few cameos here and there, but the actual Smoke being in the flesh is just nowhere to be found, and I can't for the life of me understand why. Also, before I proceed, I want to just say this, that there is no script to this, there's nothing written. This is me completely winging it and talking off the dome. But anywho, back to Smoke. One thing I hated about Mortal Kombat 11 was the fact that Smoke was the only member of the Lin Kuei absent from the game's roster. Well, from the game in general. Think about it. We have Kuai Liang, the current Sub-Zero, who's the Grand Master of the Lin Kuei. We have Frost, his student, who is hot-headed, disrespectful, rebellious student. We have Noob Saibot, aka Bi-Han, who used to be Sub-Zero and a member of the Lin Kuei. We have Cyrax and Sektor, who are canonically dead, but they were brought from the past to the present. And they're non-playable opponents in the story mode for whatever reason. That leaves Smoke. And Smoke is a character that I think would have been a perfect match for the story. And like I said earlier, I can't understand why he's not in Mortal Kombat 11. If you think about it, I feel that he would have been a better fit for the story than Frost. I know that's probably controversial, but hear me out before you say anything, before you go to the comments and get to typing like crazy. Just hear me out. If you really think about it, Frost does not do anything for the story for real, for real. If you think about it, all she does is talk about how badly she gets ignored and how badly people overlook her potential and whatnot. But that's really it. And I think that in a game where the theme is past meets present, she just does not belong. She literally doesn't do jack shit for the story. I'm sorry. I know some people like Frost. If you like Frost, that's fine. But I do not feel that she does anything for the story. And keep in mind that this is a game that's supposed to wrap up the whole new timeline and time travel shit that was established back in Mortal Kombat 9. Frost wasn't even in Mortal Kombat 9. So I don't understand why she's even in this game at all. But anywho, I think that if we really needed a character with connections to Sub-Zero and the Lin Kuei, it should have been none other than Smoke, who, mind you, is still an undead revenant, just like Sub-Zero himself used to be, just like Liu Kang, Kung Lao, and the rest still are. And he'd actually have a grievance against Raiden because, like the rest of the revenants, he'd feel that Raiden led them to their death. And also, I'd like to point out that if you pay attention to the cutscene from Mortal Kombat X, Smoke is actually the only revenant from that scene that's not in Mortal Kombat 11. And again, I can't understand why. And also, I'd like to add this too, that we haven't seen Sub-Zero and Smoke, characters that are supposed to be best friends, on screen together since Mortal Kombat 9. And that came out 10 years ago at the time of this recording. So again, I ask, where's Smoke? If you really want to be honest, I feel like, again, Smoke would have been a better fit for the story than Frost, because she literally does nothing but talk about how badly she gets ignored. And And keep in mind, like I mentioned earlier, Sub-Zero used to be a Revenant. He's not a Revenant no more because along with Jax and Scorpion, he got freed from Quan Chi's mind control in the Netherrealm in Mortal Kombat X. However, his best friend Smoke wasn't so lucky. So I feel that would have been the perfect way to set up a conflict between Sub-Zero and Smoke. Sub-Zero would want to try to restore his best friend Smoke. And Smoke, who's still under the influence of the Netherrealm, would try to get Sub-Zero to rejoin him or something like that. But instead, we get Sub-Zero destroying the cyber Lin Kuei again. Like we haven't already seen that 1,000 times. We saw it at the end of Mortal Kombat 3 or 4 when he became the Grandmaster. We saw it in the Mortal Kombat X comic books. We see it again here in Mortal Kombat 11. And keep in mind, at this point, Sector and Cyrex are canonically dead. They were just brought from the past to the present. So if anything, their whole character arc should have been wrapped up by now. And then the part that really makes me feel the way I do is the fact that Sub-Zero utters a line to the non-playable Cyrex saying, Hanzo, Scorpion, and I will restore you. Anything is possible. We are living proof. And I'm like, he can't possibly be talking about being a cyborg. No, he's talking about the time they both spent as undead slaves of Quan Chi. You know who else is an undead slave of Quan Chi? Oh yeah, Sub-Zero's best friend Smoke. You know, it just makes me wonder how Smoke would fit in the whole Shirai Ryu and Lin Kuei truce. You know what I mean? It would be very, very interesting. Or, better yet, I'd like to add that um, another character that has connections to Sub-Zero that's also trapped in the Netherrealm is Noob Saibot. So, because the Netherrealm is also controlling Noob Saibot and Smoke, that would have been a great way to do a callback to Noob Smoke. But instead, they chose to show Frost bitching about being ignored. And I can't understand why Smoke is nowhere to be found. So, yeah. That being said, I'm gonna wrap up this video. I had to get this off my chest because, again, there's no excuse for Smoke not to be in Mortal Kombat 11. Thank you for watching. Leave a like, a comment, hit that subscribe button, all that good shit. Nash signing out.